become a new earthquake point in the world of K-pop. Not yet gone from the public's memory is HYB's internal drama, not dried up by ARMY's tears over Jin's surprise decision to suddenly return without celebration, now that the whirlwind has hit again in this time. The source is not from anyone other than Kim Taehyung. He, who had been known to be calm, artistic, full of mystery, finally spoke up. But not for solo promotion, not about drama or military schedules. He was talking about Jungkook, and not in Korea, not in the studio, but about Jungkook choosing to go to Switzerland alone. The world was frozen. The Korean media exploded. Taehyung broke his silence. BTS in crisis. Where is Jungkook really going? Become big headlines that adorn the main page. What's more surprising? Taehyung didn't just mention Jungkook's name. It gives detail. He looked at the camera with teary eyes, then let out a long sigh before saying, "I can't keep this anymore. You need to know why he left." And from that moment on, the whole world seemed to come to a standstill. Jungkook, the golden magne, the young man hailed as HYB's golden boy, the perfect icon who penetrated billboards and world stages, suddenly disappeared from the public's radar. There's no schedule, no promotion, no guest appearances. And just when ARMY suspected it was taking a break, fandom detectives started smelling something odd. Then came the photo, Jungkook on a lake in Switzerland. Alone, without staff, without an official schedule. ARMY wedge. But what was even more jarring was the silence. HYB shut up. The other members didn't say much. And the public began to suspect that something very unusual was going on behind the glitter of BTS's name. Until finally, like a bomb that can no longer withstand the pressure, Taehyung explodes. In an in-depth interview that was originally promoted as a segment of Behind the Scene of Taehyung's art life, everything changed when the interviewer cautiously asked, "Have you had a chance to talk to Jungkook lately?" Taehyung's face stiffened. The atmosphere froze. The production team looked at each other. Then, slowly but surely, Taehyung began to tell his story. About their last call. About the night Jungkook said something that made Taehyung tremble. About the voicemail that Taehyung saved, but he never dared to listen to it again. And about a decision according to which more than a break. When he said he had to go to Switzerland. "I knew he was trying to escape. But from what? That's what I've been keeping secret. Now I can't be silent anymore," Taehyung said with a trembling voice. What exactly happened? What made Jungkook, who looks perfect, happy, active in the media, suddenly choose Switzerland, a country known for being calm, neutral, and away from the spotlight? Why did Taehyung, who usually takes great care of the privacy of the group, suddenly open all this to the public? Public curiosity reached a boiling point. Conspiracy theories proliferated. Some say Jungkook ran away from the pressure of the industry. Some believe he is undergoing a secret legal process. The wildest? That Jungkook turned down a contract extension with HYB and intends to start a new life without BTS. But when Taehyung mentions one name, not BTS members, not HYBE staff, but someone from Jungkook's past, all of those theories suddenly fall apart. He once said that he couldn't breathe in Seoul, that every breath he took felt like a suffocating shadow of the past. And someone from his past reappears. I can't tell you who, but that person is the cause of everything, Taehyung said as he looked down. Netizens were immediately divided. Who is this guy? What is X? What is family? Or someone who was once forgotten by the public but is now back with injuries. This article will continue to uncover answer after answer that has been hidden behind Jungkook's smile. From HYB's internal conflicts, personal dynamics between members, unbearable public pressure, to the very personal choices that made her leave Korea, all will be dismantled one by one. And the biggest question is no longer, why did Jungkook go to Switzerland? But what really happened in BTS during this time? Next, Taehyung opens Jungkook's last chat, and it gives goosebumps. It was a cold night. Not only because of the Seoul air that envelopes the city with a wet fog, but also because of the taste that has been inexplicable. Taehyung, in the silence of his apartment, sat sculpting. He stared at his cell phone for 10 minutes. Jungkook's latest notification comes with a line of messages that now haunt him. "If I'm not here tomorrow, please don't call me. I had to rediscover my heart. But not here." The sentence is simple, but the content is heavier than 1,000 stages. Taehyung didn't answer right away. He reread, pressing replay the voice notes sent along with the message. And there it was, his voice, Jungkook's usually cheerful voice, this time broken, cracked, and cold. Not cold like snow, but cold like a person who has lost the warmth of his life. I'm tired, Hyung. I know I look like a robot who never gets tired. But to be honest, I don't really know who I am anymore. Everyone has expectations. I have to be the best. Must smile, must be strong. But at night, I just want to be okay. I want to lose. I want DM, where there is no one. I want to hear the voice of my heart, which has been buried under the cries of the camera. Taehyung, who heard the voice note in the middle of the night, could only remain silent. He knew Jungkook was under pressure, but he never expected that the younger brother who had been looking like the most powerful young man in the world was fragile in silence. The day after tomorrow, the news came. Jungkook was caught on camera by fans from Central Europe and Interlaken, Switzerland. Not a single HYB manager. No sign of escort. Just a young man in a black hat, a big hoodie, and a blank look staring at the lake. The army exploded. Not out of anger, but concern. Behind the laughter, there was a grin. And as Taehyung unpacks the chat in the interview, the world finally finds out. This isn't a drama. This is not a promo. It's real. This is a cry that has been held back by the spotlight. HYB did not remain silent. They released an official statement the next day, stating that Jungkook was resting and undergoing a personal healing trip. But the public is not satisfied. Because what Taehyung shared was not just a healing trip. It's a confession. It's a silent scream. And even more surprising, Taehyung admitted that he had been forbidden to speak. I've been holding this for 3 weeks. I told the management I couldn't pretend everything was okay. I can't go on with a fake smile. But they said this can ruin the image. And I can only laugh. Because of whose image? Us? Or the one they built behind the BTS name? Taehyung said sharply. The speech split the fandom world. Some defended Taehyung, some began to question HYB's transparency. This is not the first time there has been news of pressure from the agency. But this is the first time one of the main members has publicly spoken out and blamed the system. Away in Switzerland, Jungkook has yet to give any statement. No Weverse updates. No live streaming. But someone managed to photograph himself staring at the snow from the window of a log cabin in the mountains. The photo spread on Reddit, and the most heartrending was the expression on her face. The Jungkook we've known all along, his smile can light up the world. But in the photo, it's like a light went out. One of the fans wrote a caption that went viral. Behind the scenes, it turns out our stars are also human. And perhaps, all this time we have forgotten that even the sun needs night. Back in Korea, Taehyung's interview triggers a chain reaction. An anonymous former BTS stylist revealed that over the past few months, BTS's mood has been very different. He admitted, usually they laugh, throwing jokes at each other. But the past few months, Jungkook has often been alone. He never gets angry, but he was silent. In the silence, it scares me. Not only that, the army in Korea began holding joint prayers, night vigils with candles, and the hashtag We Miss You Jungkook trending in more than 70 countries. But in all that love, one question troubled many hearts. Why Switzerland? Why not Japan, or Bali, or even America? Taehyung answered this with a single sentence that left the interviewer speechless. Because it's only in Switzerland. He doesn't feel like he's being chased by anyone.